Hey guys, welcome back for another video. So today's project, I'm going to be doing a quick little assembly and review of the Masterforce welding table. So I'm trying to think now, it's probably been, I bet it's been 3 or 4 years ago when I first got a welder. And ever since I've got that welder, I always had this grand plan that I was going to build myself a really nice welding table. Well, I've kind of been keeping my eye out. I thought maybe I'd run across some, some old like 3/8 or half plate steel that I could use. Haven't come across anything, and I just haven't gotten around to actually building anything. So I always get by, put stuff in vices, do a lot of stuff on the floor, and just kind of awkward positions. But I've got a little project coming up that I'm going to be doing a bunch of welding, and I really needed a table. So I've been looking at a couple options. I was looking at the thing at Harbor Freight, which is kind of a pivoting table, which I think is about 80 bucks. Looked okay, something to hang on the wall pretty easy. Wasn't thrilled about it. Northern Tool has some good options, but they're a little bit spendy. So this I actually found at Menards, and it's not real big. It's 16 by 36, but I think it was 120 bucks, maybe something like that. So the price was right, and I decided for what I need, I don't really need something super heavy duty. I just need something that has a good metal table that I can put a clamp on and I can just weld, and I don't have to be standing on my knees all the time. So anyway, so this is what I ended up with today. We're gonna take a look at this thing and see what we got. Some assembly required, of course. So this is pretty much what I thought. This thing is rated for, it says it'll hold 1,000 pounds. These are just really thin, like, I don't know what that is, like 16 gauge or something, stamped metal legs. Those are pretty light duty, but I guess they'll serve the purpose. Here is the most important part, the top. We're still waiting here. What is this? Oh. That's right, it's got a shelf too. Which actually I don't even know if I'll use the shelf. But I guess I'll assemble it with it. All right, so here's the table, most important part. And, it's not super heavy duty, it's not super thick stuff, but, this isn't a table that's made for beating on. It's really strictly just made for welding on. So it's got I don't know if you can see that. It's got like a built-in protractor on it, I guess, if you need to figure out some angles. And it's got a scale on each side in metric and standard up to 34 inches. Again, it's like 36 by 16 wide, I think. So, and then of course it's got these, part of the reason why I wanted this one is it's got the 3/4 inch holes, and I think there's a whole bunch of different kind of standard size clamps that you can put in these 3/4 holes. So if you're trying to, kind of fabricate some stuff and you want it to be clamped down tight, you can use those with those clamps. So I don't have any of those clamps, but maybe I'll get some at some point in time. So let me throw this thing together and I'll see exactly what I think once it's assembled. Okay, table is assembled. Not difficult, but kind of a pain. So I got all these little 10mm bolts that if you get fat fingers, it's a little bit hard sometimes. There's really kind of not a lot of clearance in there to get your fingers in there with the hardware, but not bad. I don't even know if I know I don't need these feet, but I'll throw them on here because I have them. I have a feeling they're probably going to be something that will fall off and I'll end up getting rid of them eventually, but for now, they're fine. So it looks like there's I think this is like a leveling foot that you put on. There's only one of them. So I guess you put it on one foot in case you need to level the table. I'm not even going to install that thing. But then here's your ground lug. I think that just goes on like that. All right. Well, there you go. Honestly, this thing's pretty chintzy, which is kind of what I expected. I'd say it's probably maybe a little bit more chintzy than I really even expected, but you know, probably weighs, I don't know, 25 pounds or something. All right, now I actually have a decent surface I can put my clamp on. Kind of low. I think it's only like 30 inches, so which is fine, I guess. Be nice if it was a little bit taller, but you know what? For what it is, at least I have a surface that I can weld on now, and I'm not on my knees on the floor, which is what I've been doing up until now. And actually, the fact that it's so short, I can actually slide it under my bench here. I was kind of thinking that I would probably hang it on the wall or something when I'm not using it, but I guess it's okay because I'll be able to actually. Yeah, I can slide it right underneath this old wooden bench that I use here, so that'll work. Alright guys, so I thought I'd shoot a real quick follow-up video here. So I just used my welding table on the first project. I built these little risers that I'm going to use for something. And this is exactly the type of thing that's a real pain to try to get a clamp on, because there's, you're trying to fit pieces together and there's not a lot of surface area or whatever. Super handy. Throw your clamp on, table's your ground. This table works great. If you're, if you're just an occasional welder like I am, I don't think you can go wrong with this thing. I thought it was going to be kind of annoying that it was pretty short, but it didn't bother me at all actually. So for what it is, I'm happy with it. I give it a thumbs up. If you're thinking about it and you just do some occasional welding like I do, I'd pull the trigger. I think it's a good table and it'll serve your needs well. Thanks for watching.